It's available. All right, here we go. From current slideshow. So today's objectives. Okay, just a quick reminder, I almost forgot. You only see me today this week. I will be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I missed a day.
If you need to go to tutoring Wednesday, Thursday, we never tutor Fridays. Wednesday or Thursday, you guys can go to Mr. Rosso's room, or you can go see Miss Myers. Either one of them will be very glad to help you, I believe. I will be gone to Phoenix for some training, more training. And so, the plan is, we're still testing tomorrow, right? Okay, so, and you'll get your homework for Friday, the lesson we did on Friday. You'll get it on Thursday. It'll be opened up so you get the class time, and then you get to finish whatever's left at home. So, hopefully you shouldn't have too much since you had all class period to do it in. And then whatever we do today, you'll get your homework on Friday. Or maybe I'll open up both of them, but I think it'd be safer if I just open it Friday. And then that way you guys have something to do in class and they're not annoying to sub or something. I don't know. All right, cool. Another one of my favorite lessons. They're all my favorite lessons. I'm gonna shut up. I'm trying to sound like a hypocrite. You're just like math when you get over it. 10.2, graphing quadratic equations. So the objectives are to graph quadratic functions, 2, graph parabolas with horizontal and vertical shifts. That means they move up and down, left to right, okay? And then we're going to talk about using the coefficient of x squared to predict the shape. And I think I kind of talked about that last week, right? I think Kelly were like, how do you know? I'm like, oh, it's happy or it's sad. So that's the objective today. You're going to figure out which way it goes. Then we're going to find a quadratic function to model data. We're just going to use our calculators for that if we have time to get to that. And we'll use what's called a quadratic regression. And then finally, 5th is to use the geometric definition of a parabola. The geometric definition of a parabola. I don't know if we'll have time for that. That's very time consuming. So if we don't, that'd be okay. We can get to it next week. And then, but we have plenty of objectives to get through today and enough to keep you busy for some time. So let's get started. You guys ready? Thank you. That thumbs up was like the most exciting thumbs up I've seen in a while. Here we go. Graphing quadratic functions. There you go. It looks like that. Okay?
And we're going to shoot back for a second.
Shoot back? To get the first objective, I told you to write down first.
Look at the last one.
That is the objective. Oh, this one? Oh, snapshot.
I have one loaded up right
I got tea. I can make me some tea. Tea is bomb too. Have you ever had té de Jamaica? Pero hot.
Oh no, only cold.
Hot, yeah. What do you call it? Hibiscus. Yeah, I know, that's what I said. Hibiscus tea.
I've had that.
Yeah, we've been making it in the Latino culture for a long time, but we usually have it cold. It's called Jamaica. But in English it's hibiscus. Delicioso. All right, here we go. So I think you guys have already seen this. I'm sure you saw it your freshman year. I'm sure you saw it at least your junior year, maybe a couple times during your sophomore year. But that's what a parabola looks like. And that is the mother function right there. Okay? That is y equals x squared. That means that when I pick x, it spits out a 0. And then you guys remember that whole pattern, right? You plug a point in, spits one out, and you try to create a shape. It looks something like that. Right? And we're cool with that. Cool. It's called a parabola. Next best thing.
I want to write points down.
Cool, sounds good. Okay. So, what's very important to point out here is this thing called the vertex. And the vertex is going to be the lowest point on that parabola. Boom, just like that. So that right there is the vertex. Very important to know where that's at all the time because that's what's going to be our basis for when we start moving them around, what you're going to do with that, okay? Also, it doesn't say it here, but if your parabola happens to be upside down, like in a frown, because it's negative, then the vertex would be the highest point. The highest point. Do me a favor, guys. Turn over your cell phones if they are facing up. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muy amables. All right, cool. Moving on. Bop, bop. Oh, axis of symmetry. I thought I saw it on here. Yep. All right. Well, it says this. It's symmetric about its axis. In this case, the axis is actually this y equals x line. Right here, pop, 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 pop. You guys see it? Which means that on that line, I can spin it, and it would look the same. Okay? It would be symmetrical. I think you guys know that word, right, from art? Symmetry.
What if I never took art?
You never took art?
They counted my CTE classes as a fine arts. Because I took 2 years.
That's nice. Okay.
I took 2 years.
So here's your quadratic functions. You guys have seen that many, many times in this course. F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers. A cannot be 0. Anybody remember why the reason for a not being 0? Yeah, you can't have a being 0. Why can't we have that?
Can't divide by 0.
Well, we're not dividing, but thank you.
But if you know, right?
It's really much simpler reason for that. Think about this. If a was 0, then what happens to this whole term? It's gone, right? And then you actually have a line now. Because the degree's gone. The degree is what makes the function. Because it's squared, it makes it curve. But if we get rid of that x squared value, then what we really have is technically mx plus b. Even though they're using b and c, then you would just have a line. So make sure that you don't have a as your leading value, otherwise it's not quadratic anymore. Now it's just linear. Okay. All right, cool. We're good here? Bob. Graph parabolas with horizontal and vertical shifts. Okay? Do you guys remember, now that I've mentioned it, y equals mx plus b?
Yeah.
You guys remember that thing? And there's only 2 numbers here we really cared about, right? Because, I love saying this to everybody. We spend a whole year, hey, where's all my rulers? Anyways, oh well. We spend like a whole year talking about lines and mx plus b and slope and all that stuff, right? Well, here's what I know. What does m do to my line?
Slope.
It's slope. All it does is this. Make the line do that. There's nothing else it can do. Just makes it move up or down. Technically, let's see, this is what's positive, right? Okay? No? Okay, so, Bob, I haven't seen it backwards. Positive. So all it really does is something like this, up to a certain point, and it just stops. It doesn't even go this part of it, okay? It does this much. And what makes it go to here, to be negative, is that you actually put a negative sign in front of that, okay? And what it's really doing, like let's say we had y equals x, like this, and you put a negative in front of it, what it really did was flip it. It went swap, and it becomes negative. So it just flips it like that. I don't know if that's a very good visual, but okay. And then B, what did B do? I'm the line. The only thing it can do, what is it? Up and down. Boop, 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 boop. That's it. So you spent a whole year talking about lines that do this. Okay? But that's important to know because once we get into the new higher degree functions, we can use the same ideas, okay? So in this case, see that plus 3? Actually, I should go back real quick and show you that. What we're looking at here is f of x equals x squared. Squared is giving me the shape, saying it's parabolic. And then I've got this value of k outside. And k is your vertical shift. It's just like b from the line. Okay? Questions there? So I still have the function, which means it's x squared, means it's a parabola. And this k up front makes it move up or down. If it's positive, it goes up. If it's negative, it goes down, just like before. Anybody still getting stuff from here? I see you. We're good? So, check this out. So, if the original function, y equals x squared, was somewhere like this, right? Then all that happened with this function was that it got moved, yeah, the whole thing. So, this is why I say we need to care about the vertex, because that's kind of my guiding point. It's there, it's going to all move up 3 points. So it's all shifting up, and then it's just going to do this. Pop. Math. We're done. Cool beans? It's not the same as having coffee. Okay, now, the other thing to talk about, domain and range. If it's a parabola, whether it be positive or negative, here's what you need to know. Actually, let's start with the vertex. Vertex, what are the coordinates of the vertex? 3, 0 or 0, 3?
0, 3.
0, 3. We start with the x, right? We didn't move on x, and then we moved up 3, so there's my vertex. Let's talk about domain. For any parabola, whether it's positive or negative, domain, x is an element of all reals, period. X is an element of all reals. Because think about this. If this goes up and it's increasing, it's always going to go on forever in that direction, isn't it? And over here, it's going to go on forever in this direction. So it's going to go from negative infinity to positive infinity. And if you want to state that as well, you can. You can say it's from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity, and then you're done. So either way you want to state it, as long as we understand it. Okay? Okay. Now, range is a little bit different. That's why you need to know where the vertex is. If you look at the red parabola, do you see any portion of that red parabola down in the negatives? No, only the positives, right? Which means that the range is going to be, say that again, nice and loud. 0 to positive infinity. So if you're writing it as this, it goes from 0 to positive infinity. Or you can say x, that's not an x at all. X is an element. What is positives? Positives, right? Sure, that'll work. How about that? How about that? It's all positives, including 0. Maybe we say that, including 0. However, that changed though, didn't it? When you take a look, when we did the vertical shift to 3, look at the blue graph. What is the domain now? What is the domain now?
Oh, sorry.
What is the domain? It's the same. It is all real numbers. Now think about this, because I'm going to call somebody for the range of the blue one. Grab my dojo up here. You got to take my word for it that I'm not lying to you. Try to give you a TV here. Feel some suspense. Welcome back, Jose. Come on in.
Yep.
Thanks. Casa es su casa. Here we go. Randomizer. Brittany Hernandez.
I feel like it's the same.
What is the new range here?
Is it 3 infinity?
Yeah, fantastic. It goes from 3 all the way to infinity. Because 3 is the lowest point, right? So it can't exist anywhere below 3. Good job. You're going to have to listen for it. Ready? That's you.
I feel like it picks the same people.
No, it's
It kind of does.
It does.
it's random.
Is it?
See, here's the
She's
thing though.
always
I
pick.
know. She's always there.
It is random.
Don't even go there. Okay, I'll spill the beans. Random is as random can be. Okay? If this was random, so let's think about this. If it was random, then does what just happened before even matter?
What?
No, if something is random,
Yeah.
and let's say I picked Brittany, like right now, Brittany came up, and I went up there, and I hit that regenerator again, and Brittany came up again, then you're going to say, no, that's BS, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not BS, because think about it. If it truly is random, doesn't she again have the same probability as everybody else of being chosen again?
Well, yeah.
So, why would that, say it again?
Yeah, she's got like the slightest chance to get it as many times as she has.
Why?
Well, she.
What would your probability of being chosen be?
It's the same every time.
He's not counting everyone here.
Well, let's assume there was 40. Okay? Okay, so what's her probability? So why would we be surprised that it was her and not you? Right, but it's truly random.
She's literally gotten it at least once every class. Or you just like seek her out yourself.
I don't. That's why I do that. I just said it. You know what? Everybody questions my honor. Why, Lopez? So shady. It's like no matter what. Like I'm like the truest to math. I like. Oh
So
man.
weird, though, 'cause she does get picked a lot.
Fantastic job, Brittany. People trying to demean. What?
Not her.
No, we're not here.
She got it right.
I'm just trying to throw shade, man. Come on.
Well, you're not doing
You
it very
stuck?
Yeah, my bad. All right, cool. Now, so that was a vertical shift, okay? So that was a K. Let's move on. And so let's not talk about that. There we go. Here's the next one. Here's the next example for you. This is not a vertical shift. This is not a vertical shift because do we see K outside? There's no value out here where x squared is being added to. Technically, the number is inside, isn't it? It's inside of the parabola. So Kyle, before you decide that, okay, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're just moving this 2 units to the positive side, right? No. You have to be careful here. You have to be careful here. In this case, let's think about this real quick. Actually, let's not think about it that way yet. What we're really looking at here is a shift 2 units to the left. So now my parabola is here compared to the original one. It does say x plus 2 squared, but I went to the negative side. What?
She said,
Oh, wait, no, like.
For why?
she said that.
As in like, why? As in the question? ¿Por
No,
qué?
no,
No,
she's
she was asking. Sorry. Why me?
Why would we go to the negative side instead of the positive side?
I think not.
Huh?
I think I got it. I think.
You think?
Well, because you're
Why
not
would
done,
it-
so like I.
No, I'm done. That's it. That's the graph.
Oh.
So she doesn't get it.
You don't get it? Good. Thank you. Everybody's waiting for somebody else to ask. Okay? Except him. He's trying to smell the desk. That is not wood oil, Alberto. Oh. With the force? Oh man. Alright, anyways. Let's take this function real quick, okay? Let's take that. And here's what you need to know. F of x is equal to the quantity x minus h squared. So there is a horizontal shift right there. Peyton. Now I want you to notice something. Do you see how it says x minus h? So tell me, what do you think is going to happen when I put a plus 2 in for h? Okay? Because what's our horizontal shift in this case? It says 2, right? Well, actually, sorry, it says positive 2. It says positive 2. But if I put a positive 2 in for the horizontal shift, it would technically say x. Hold on, I just lost that, didn't I? Our parabola is here at negative 2, so if I plug that in for h, right, that position, negative 2, what's negative times negative? Positive. It becomes positive. So because there's a built-in negative into the function, because technically h is the horizontal shift, but there's a built-in negative into the formula for finding, I just got really quiet, for finding what that movement was, okay? Now, I'm going to try to explain to you in a way that kind of makes sense, okay? Why that is. So let's talk about this real quick. Let me erase this. Let's stick with the idea that f of x is equal to x squared plus 2 in this case, okay? Is that a horizontal shift or is that a vertical shift? Well, here's the function, right? X squared. So it's really like a vertical shift. It moved up or down, right? So that means that, let me erase this. So here's what's happening. That means that if this is gone and the whole thing shifted up to units, and it would do something like this, correct? Well, I can do that because if I plug in 0 for x, 0 plus 2, watch what I get. And technically f of x is y, right? So when I simplify this, that means that y equals 2. And look at that. I get the position, don't I, for that vertex. Make sense? We used to do that before, right? We plug in a 0. Now, let's take that same idea. Let's take this idea and work in reverse and try to put it into the formula, okay? So at the beginning here, we have f of x equals x squared plus 2. Let's say that actually I have that plus 2 shift, but I also moved it this way 3 units, okay? So now my parabola is here. So obviously you can see that it's gone up 2 units, which is already reflective here, correct? X plus 2. However, it also went this way, how many units? Okay, it's a different shift. It's not a vertical shift, it's a side-to-side shift. Not an up and down shift, a side-to-side shift. Okay? That means that x is equal to negative 3, correct? And I want this equation here that I'm working on to reflect that new shift. Okay? So let me ask you this question. Would it look okay if I took this equation and I just plugged it in here into this equation? What would an equation with an equation inside of it look like? Can you imagine it? Can you visualize it? Can you try to write it? I've got this equation technically, right? But I want to put another equation into it. Is that even doable? No, it's not. We don't really have compound equations unless we're working with absolute value, right? So here's kind of the idea behind it. Okay? What I can do is I can add 0 to this, right? And if I add 0 to a function, does it change it? No. But I'm going to add 0 in a way that still represents this. I'm going to move the 3 over, and that's going to say x plus 3 equals 0, doesn't it? So what I'm saying is, make this change to x in the function. So what I do is I go up here, and I say, okay, it had the x squared, but now I want you to make this change to the function, x plus 3. So it shows up as a 3, being positive, but it really turned out to be what type of a number? A negative 3. Okay? It's because of that shift. So that's why we say, whenever we give you the formula, that there's a built-in value in there. And it should look like this. F of x is equal to x minus h, quantity squared. That's my function part of it, plus k. Where h is a horizontal shift, not negative h, just h, Kyle. And it goes left to right. And that k is an up and down shift if you need it to be. Okay? Take a walk. Okay? Questions there? Anybody have questions? Alright, so here's what I want you to do then. If there are no questions, I want you to sketch, just make a rough sketch of what this function will look like. F of x is equal to x plus 3 squared minus 4. Sketch it. And I'm going to pick somebody to come up and sketch your graph up here on this bad boy. Oh, you guys did not remind me of a tech break.
What's happening right now?
What's happening now? So, give you about 3 minutes then. You can check your phones and you can do that. Okay, at 47, I'll call somebody.
Came down. Why don't you go cut this? It's not that serious.
That's okay. Curving is. I'll fix it.
Aww. Well, I'm gonna say so when do you need to go to the zoo?
If I do that, I gotta get in math class. Let me just email you like these side.
What? Oh gosh, I tried to go to lunch. He does not have his email on him.
Just go to the MS page. What is she doing? I know. The MS page is so much more classy.
More believable.
And like a ground phone.
Oh,
Layla, do we have to be the wrestling room after school?
for what?
The wrestlers, not you.
I know, but
Did we still have to transport them?
Yeah, but I don't know what we're gonna do.
the quiz thing.
I don't want to like not show up and then I feel like we're wrestling.
He's not, Mr.
Is he not gonna?
He'll probably send out a message. I don't think any of it, he didn't tell me anything. I'll tell you if he sends me out.
Oh my gosh, I'm retarded.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Ray's like, I know it's Nicole again, so.
Ew. How do you block someone? Are you just gonna block? On your email? You can email kids on it? I guess so.
You know, you can't send direct emails, but you can make chats with them.
Corbin, no.
Wait, so we're not home yet, but you're practice up the sleep.
What do you want me to do? Email you? Type in your idea.
It doesn't show. I tried emailing a kid. Oh, my mom said, no, are you trying to out here?
Why is this me? This is not me.
Is that your middle name?
Yes, this is my middle name.
Fabian, why did you pick you in your underwear?
I'm not that white.
Click on Corbin. Stop.
Here's a... Why did you say Corbin stop you? Because he was like, whoa.
Why did you tell us you
Yeah, but it bleached your skin.
It's like all of the tight shirt, short shorts.
I know, but I told you you're like soft.
Because Corbin was like, whoa.
Oh, wait, I have the exact same one on mine right now.
All right, let's see who gets to come on down.
I don't understand. Yeah, that's
Also, when I have
Brooks and tail feather. Come on, make a sketch over here, please. We'll help you. We will help you, right? Team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Motivation.
You're right, it does.
What?
Teamwork makes the dream work. I was lying, it really doesn't.
I was gonna say Brittany Hernandez, but then it would be like shenanigans.
Did he pop up again?
No.
Oh, I was like,
You picked a random name. I feel like that's a
With Brooks and tail
I
feather.
give up. I don't need hundreds of these.
She's smart.
Okay, tech break is up. You should put those phones away, please.
What are we getting? I didn't even know we had it free.
Yeah, it's a tech break and then draw your sketch.
She's on that.
Why don't you go and check right now while she gets up here, okay? That's okay. Good. I don't need to check it, huh? I'm independent. What? Why?
Hold, can I touch my dad real quick? It's my dad. I promise you can look at it.
No, I believe you.
Okay.
She's like, I have to text my dad. It's not her dad.
No, it really was my dad. He's like yelling at me right now.
That's
On the wrestlers.
awkward when you have like parents like
Is the network up right now?
I'm about to open this up and we can chat.
Yes?
Hey,
Well,
you
you always
message that
lose it.
person that's not you.
How do you have a fake account on?
I'm just
Also,
really scared right now.
You're really scary?
Look at this. Can you come here real quick? This is crazy. This is my name and everything, and that's not me.
Say nothing.
What are you doing?
What if teachers email you and that's what they see?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not me. I really. She's like,
Screenshot and send it to me so I can send it to IT.
how do you screenshot it?
Where's the
And
right here, see?
you press the Windows.
And then go to the email and then paste it there.
Wait, you going
You
to
send me an
class?
email.
Wait, so right here?
Send me an email.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
And then you just paste it on there.
This is scary. Like, that's not me. That's my middle name, too.
Isn't this your account?
No! This is my account right here. This is me.
Yeah, but that's the live one.
This is mine. This is people.
This is online.
These are some other groups you might want to join.
Oh.
I'm dead. Maybe there's
Yeah, send that to me.
maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe some give it to me, I'll do it.
So someone's, no, because that's important because someone's doing a, what do you call it?
Hacking.
Yes.
I'm so dead that thing is so funny.
Munoz, I figured it out. Windows 10 update.
Awesome.
Can't go on Peyton's
Right there, there's the grid.
Where? Oh.
Oh, wait, that won't work then. Draw your own then, my bad.
What?
Draw your own. That one doesn't go low enough.
This window?
It doesn't go low enough.
It's gonna pop up.
How do you want me to draw it?
Just draw it over here where you were going to do it the first time.
No, that's funny, Munoz.
Should I put
The
cap?
graph they put?
No, remember, I made the graph.
Oh, dang, that's funny, Munoz.
I didn't think about it.
I don't even own a green shirt.
So mad.
Woo! Would be an end show. This one's for you. It's a thumbs up right there. All right, cool. Moving on. Questions on that? Anybody? Okay. I do want to point this out. That H and K are what you're going to be replacing whenever you do your shifts. So, if you're looking at this parabola here, then that means that H was a -4, right? And that, I'm going to have to erase this. And that over here we had a -3, okay? And I do want to point this out. It's really what makes this inside 0. because sometimes you're going to get numbers in front of this. You're going to have to worry about all that. So we'll get to that for later on. But for now, you can think. For now, you can think it's what makes this 0. It's the opposite of that, right?
What is it wrong with the axis?
The axis of symmetry is that line that goes right in the middle. Okay. So here, let me go back.
How do you put that? Just the coordinate? The axis?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Tail feather have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So here's what's her parabola, right? Okay. So in this case, the question was, how do you find the axis, right? Well, stop and think about this. Isn't the axis the line that goes right through the middle? And shouldn't the line that's right in the middle go right through the lowest point as well? Now, it's a line, right? Is it a y equals line or an x equals line? Is it vertical or is it horizontal line? So it should be x equals or y equals? X equals. Okay, now think about this for a second. It goes right through the middle, right through the middle. What does x equal? Fantastic. There you go. That's how you find it. Questions? Okay. I want to show you something else since you already asked that. Does everybody have this already? Okay, I want to show you something else. Because this is really cool. X equals negative b plus or minus radical b squared. Remember that? Okay.
Should we write this down?
You should already have this. Okay? Alright. Thank you. Really cool stuff here. Do you guys remember that I gave this a special name?
Discrimination.
Yeah, it was a discriminant. Okay? It's the discriminant. Let's ignore the discriminant for now. If I ignored the discriminant, I would get x equals negative b over 2a, wouldn't I? Correct? That's also the equation to the axis of symmetry. Write that down. That is also the equation to the axis of symmetry. So if you have an equation or a quadratic that's in ax squared plus bx plus c form, you plug your values b and a into that, and that gives you the axis of symmetry for that quadratic equation. That's money right there.
The green one?
Yes, this.
Okay.
AOS. Axis of symmetry.
Ew.
Of symmetry.
Okay, thanks. No, Dad.
Axis of support.
It looks like I can like get out of the classroom and have a walk. You can't? I'm not worried. Bless you. Yeah, that's way too much.
Okay. Okay, sketch this, please.
Range and domain.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even mention that, did I? So if we go back to our graph, where'd it go? Was it here? Okay, it looked like this. Here, where it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. What is the domain? Nice job. Negative infinity to positive infinity. Remember, it's going to keep growing in both directions, right? How about the range here? Negative 4 to infinity, to positive infinity. Do it in brackets? Nah. Here, so here's domain. Domain is from negative infinita to positive infinita. And then range is from, and actually I should use a bracket, huh? From negative 4 to positive infinita. That's horrible bracket, but or parenthesis, but you get it. Okay, thank you for asking. Fantastic. was a high five from the third player. There, he caught it this time. We're good? Magwai? What is that? Was that our example? Here he goes. Okay, sketch that. Sketch that, give me the x of symmetry, give me the domain, give me the range. I'm going to count the body up in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Everyday math.
Is that the bear? Or like the
Say, apparently you say when you're sad.
I thought the Yahweh was like the Asian,
What? It's the Asian.
the Asian Bigfoot.
I heard someone scream.
Yahweh?
Like,
That's God's name.
oh yeah, you're right. But we're talking like Mexican.
If you're like that, then you got issues. If you're like,
Oh, you're speaking Spanish. You said that at the end after I said Yahweh. Yeah, God is Yahweh. Yes, that's Yahweh. Yeah, but it's Yahweh. But that's a bad word. Well, it's a word that's used so much, it's not even a bad word anymore.
Oh, so what does it mean?
It just depends on the context.
So if you're doing that, and I just say Yahweh.
Well, what? I'm assuming that means are you thinking about it?
this is awkward. I don't want to know that.
I don't know how I got to hear Spanish.
Yeah, but you know, you have to say that means you're so
Best work day ever. And then when I compliment someone, like stopped me because he was like sitting down and they look really cool. Like honestly, last time I came in here, the girl like went to the bathroom on me, but I didn't really
But
shit.
it's used a lot
It was bad, and I just started using it. And I had been to preschool, I was like, I didn't even catch it.
That's what it's become so.
He was like,
I know. I never knew that.
go from like here to the bottom, and he was like, to here. He was like, and I'm glad you did that. And you should have stood service. And I was like, waitress. Yeah, she's a cook. I made my first week. I didn't know. But I don't know. I'm gonna start caring. And I'm gonna be working like Friday, Saturday at Thomas. Friday night, Saturday night, Saturday morning night.
Okay, last one before we go. She's not here. Disrespect. Melissa Greco.
Wow, thanks. So do I go up there and write it?
Yeah, please. Come up
What
and
if it's
sketch it
wrong?
for us.
Mania?
It doesn't matter. We'll help you.
Okay.
Believe in yourself.
Why is your graph so tiny? Your graph
Because
the graph right there.
was it 2 over 1 up?
Why is your graph so high?
Wait, why did you draw a separate graph?
Oh, I could have used that.
You're
one.
good. You're good. You're good. You do your
Wow,
thing.
everyone's judging me.
Right?
It's so small though.
That is 100% correct. Go, Greco, go. Go, Greco, go.
See through.
catch that.
Videos.
I
You've
did.
been on
I did
MSN
it.
today?
What?
You've been on MSN?
On MSN?
Yeah. Yo, there's this like story, and it's about this doll. And apparently,
Oh, the new boy doll?
I don't know, but there are people hacking into this like Bluetooth enabled doll,
Oh,
and they're like listening to the children who like have been talking to them through the doll.
That's not gonna be at all.
Weird.
Okay. Questions here?
No.
Alright, cool beans. Do your exit ticket before you go, please.
That doesn't work for me. What is an exit ticket?
For who doesn't work? Who doesn't it work for?
Me, Alyssa. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're on your phone?
That. It's on my laptop.
Okay, then grab your laptop.